September. And so the first thing we're going to do is review the minutes. And so everybody take a look. And anybody feeling motiony?
Make a motion.
All right. To accept the second, all in favor? Excellent. Okay. I think I can do this one. So the second or the third thing on their agenda is the survey update. So as you guys know, we needed surveys for the two sites for North Ferry and Manwaring Road, so that before we could start the zoning process, and also for this RFP that we're going to be working on. So the surveys were funded, they are in process. I connected with Joe Fenora, and we do expect the first one to come in early next week, and then with having both of them probably in hand in the next 2 weeks, the zoning lawyer has checked in. And so as soon as we have those two surveys in hand, we can start moving forward with sorting out the zoning. And then Bran, I know that you also need them for the architects.
Yeah, for the site plans.
So.
Are they surveying just the South Ferry property? Or
No,
the
we
balance
already
down?
have
That's
South
what I
Ferry.
thought, yeah.
Yeah, we already have South Ferry, so we're doing, we
those
needed a proper survey for North Ferry and Manwaring. So that's in play.
And who's the surveyor, that he knows to put the setbacks on the actual survey?
I don't
Like they
remember
have to
who
be
it
printed on.
was, but I will make sure that,
Yeah. Sometimes they'll just give you an outline.
okay.
So we want the setback lines.
So setbacks printed on, I will,
That'll give us a better placement.
okay, thank you, Peter. I will reach out to Joe and get in contact with him. I actually don't even remember what contractor we went with this in. So the next item on our agenda, which Meg, you may need to fill in or we can come back to, is we talked about with Amber doing a pro-housing community designation. And so we had talked about there's two paths for that in New York State. And one is to do a town board resolution. And the other one is just to submit that basically you can either like say you're going to be pro-housing, or you can show them that you are pro-housing by your progress in building more housing. And so Supervisor Amber had said that she thought that we should go with the latter because we have enough building. But she was gonna look into it and get back to us, and so
I can give you an update.
How does
great.
it town benefit?
Because how the benefit that I only care about, David, which is money. It
Right,
frees
that
up
Vegas
money.
trip.
Yeah, for a Vegas trip, aka more housing. Yeah, yeah.
So there were questions about the deadline, when there was a deadline to apply. So that deadline is extended, so we have plenty of time to apply. I'm actually going over numbers for the application.
Great.
So I have a whole bunch of the data already from working on the comp plan. So I have the spreadsheet that we need to fill in with all of the building permit applications, the number of number of new builds that have happened in the last 10 years, the number of renovations, like all that. So I have a lot of that data already, and I'm working on putting it into the sheet so that we can hopefully collect anything else we need to submit. So it's in process.
Cool. Well, just let us know. Like I said to Amber, just let us know if there's anything that we can help with. I'm over talking to the building department all the time with ADUs. So if there's anything we can do to expedite it, we're here to help. Thank you. Housing survey grant authorization. So just as a reminder on this, we have, I know it seems super crazy, but in 2 years, we have our next community housing plan will come up. So we will need to make our next 5-year community housing plan. We had like some pretty cool progress. So we are looking to do a housing survey of the community so that can inform what our next 5 years should look like. And so we are looking to apply for a grant to fund that survey, so we don't have to dip into our cash, because the state of New York has made a bunch of money available for housing planning. So basically exactly this. So I brought it to the grants committee and I submitted a bunch of information. So I'm hoping that one's also in progress.
So in 2 years, we have to submit a 5-year plan.
Exactly.
And there's some costs associated with creating that 5-year plan.
Yeah, well,
And we might be eligible for grant money
exactly. So
to
not only,
offset it,
Yeah,
not
and-
use our biggest money.
yeah, no, yeah, not use our biggest money. The biggest cost that I see that will be in that next 5-year plan is that I really think that we need to do, it's something that came up when we did the last housing plan, but we really need to do a community survey so that we know where the needs are. Like, like my gut tells me it's probably somewhere in the senior community, but like how much? What is, to just help us inform what our next goals are gonna be. And those surveys can get kind of expensive.
Gotcha.
And so that's what we're looking for the funding for.
That sounds great.
So, but there's a bunch of, like I said, New York State money available for it. So it's just getting that, you know what I mean? That's why it's like a 2-year lead time. So it's just like, it takes you gotta apply, and that takes a couple months, and then the grant cycle's a year, and then by the time you get it, and then you have the money, and then you do the thing, and then all of a sudden you're backing into 2 years, you need the survey in hand. So.
Jen is looking into options, she's figuring out what we might have available.
Great, yeah, like I said, there should be a bunch of cash available from the state. Like, that's how I found out about it, was an association of towns. And the fund update, we're gonna have to come back to me because I printed this for the last meeting and now I can't find it. So I'm gonna come back to that one. Just because I gotta find that. I thought I had it right here. Sorry about that. ADU +1 update, outreach plans and numbers. So this actually ties in with number 9. So we actually have a review tomorrow morning to go over our applications for the ADU +1 grant. And we just kind of, basically we're ready to do another round of outreach. And so we are going to be setting up a table. I think right now it's me and Bran and Mark's gonna be there if you're able to come by later. We're setting up a table at the Green Expo. Casey from CDCLI is gonna be there
Which is when was the Green Expo?
Saturday. We
What
have,
time was that? And when are you starting? At 11 to 3?
it's 11 to 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have, Jessica has gotten flyers printed, we have a banner, Brand's bringing a tent, I have a table, and anyway, we're just gonna talk to people, do some, get some more applications.
You saw that tomorrow with the call, I had to change it to.
Yeah, I
hope
saw
that's
that.
oh,
Yeah.
Only because I'm traveling tomorrow, so it's like 11 o'clock is right, and so I'll be
Yeah, I
available
saw
at
that,
10.
I'll
Okay.
let Amber know, because I know she wants to
Yeah.
join us.
Okay.
And so the other thing that we talked about, I'm sorry, I'm just like running through this because I want to spend lots of time on the RFP, is that we have had quite a few people drop out of the grant program. And so Amber had just asking a lot of questions as to like, hey, why are folks dropping out? What's kind of standing in their way? And so she and I kind of divided up the list and kind of went back and called the people that have dropped out just to ask them like, hey, like what would change anything for you? Like what was what was your obstacle? And so, yeah, so we actually have a couple people that have come back in.
Good.
Are back in progress, or back in like kind of the process. One of the things that I think is going to be helpful is the county. So just bullying's expensive, and because a lot of times putting in the ADUs means that people have to upgrade their septic system. So like, let's say that so now if you have to add a $30,000 cost to your bill, then they're having to come out of pocket, and then the math doesn't it starts to get hard, and the septic grants that we have here through the town can't be used for new construction. So, so basically then it just becomes a math problem, and people are like, I don't have the money, I'm out. But the county has recently put together has put together grants for specifically new builds for for this ADU program. So that has come together, and it looks like it's going to, I talked to Stephanie Rosen from the county. So it's been in play since June. And it looks like it should be implemented the first week of September. So I'm keeping a close eye on that. And when that goes live, I think that there'll be a couple of people that we'll be able to bring back in, because I think that money will make the difference. It's like sliding, but I think it should be about the same as so, I mean, not 100, but it's like, I want to say it's close.
Right now, it's a base grant of 10,000 for the county, 10,000 for the state. I don't know if they're gonna have it scaled differently for the ADU program. I don't know if they're gonna have that as the base, but then maybe there's also a $5,000 incentive for low to moderate income for the county grant. So I don't know if they're going to use that, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's like, they're kind of like,
Maybe 10 to 15 for the county, 10 for the state, if you go with what they've been doing.
Right.
yeah.
And it's
So-
30K for the system.
Is it going up from 30K, or is it still
It
around?
depends on that bedroom count. But
Yeah.
for
Oh, yeah, up to 4 bedrooms, that's all really what we're looking
They're
at.
just giving like a roundish number. So the hope is that even if it comes in at 20 or 25, it's gonna cover most of the septic upgrade. And that, if those homeowners didn't have to come out of pocket, then it might change the math for a couple of the people. So we're in contact. I still have a couple other people that I have to call and just be in.
What about the one that needed the 4-foot variance? Are they back?
We're working on it.
Good.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of just like details and like back and forth with like Reed and their building people and the architects, and just like trying to keep everybody in play. And I think the other thing that's been interesting is maybe it's just like small town vibes, but like CDCLI, they're really responsive, but they're like email people. And a lot of the people that are applying are not email people. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I kind of discovered. So what it has been taking is like me getting on the phone with them, and then getting on the phone with CDCLI, and just like,
It's a lot of paperwork
it's a lot of paperwork, and it's just like,
and steps. You have to do
yeah,
it
like
in
preferred
steps.
methods of communication. So a lot of like our retired folks maybe aren't checking their email all the time. And so then CDCLI is like, oh, they ghosted us. And I was like, they just don't check their email, or like they deleted it. Like they're not, like they're still on in, but it takes somebody calling them to just be like, hey, what's going on? Like, so anyway, that's exciting. All right, let's get in here, you guys. So we have our RFP. We've put in a bunch of edits. So this is with a bunch of the edits that have gone in. So I am going to ask if you guys are cool. Actually, we can do this anyway. Somebody needs to keep track of all the edits. I'm happy to do that, but I can't do that and also read it. So if somebody else wants to be the secretary and do it, and all, like, does anybody have a feeling?
Why don't we all try and do it? Yeah, and then we'll compare at the end.
Comparing.
Which we'll all, you read
You want
and
someone to read?
Oh, I was saying that we could just, are you saying we could all, yeah,
you read.
I can do it here on the document. I can do it on my computer. I can
Okay.
keep track.
okay, perfect, that would be great, because I was just like, if we could all keep track of like,
Yeah.
because some people have already put in edits, just so we don't, okay. Amazing, thank you, Meg, for being our secretary. All right. Appreciate it. Okay, that actually saves me. All right, so we might just do this like a classroom. So I'm gonna read the first part, and then I might have it, pass it around. Read paragraph.
Sounds good.
All right, so I'm gonna read.
Do we want to put this on the screen for people?
Yeah.
or-
Do you want to throw it at Jessica?
Do you want me to share my screen so you can see what I'm editing while I'm editing it?
Great.
Amazing,
All right, let me just log into the Zoom.
amazing, that's what we love.
Only almost there.
So what I'm gonna do is we can read, and then Meg, will you tell us if someone's already suggested an edit? Because I know that like David, you have
You'll be
edited.
able to see them, because I have that version of it. My edits
Amazing,
and David's.
I love it.
So I don't have to do what I was trying.
You can, it looks exciting.
Just waiting for my Zoom.
See if I can find the fund update one.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah.
Doug stepped in my glasses.
Oh,
So it doesn't matter.
All right. Oh, I do have one, before we go on, I am gonna tell you that I finally found the account balance for a community housing fund. So we did have a $34,000 contribution to the fund. So we are now at $500,000. So we just hit $500,000. So. All right, here we go. All right, Shelter Island Community Housing Board request for proposal. Shelter Island Community Housing Board, the Housing Board, invites submission of proposal from firms interested in performing inclusive development services for the construction, leasing, and management of 10 residential rental units at 3 different locations on Shelter Island, to wit: 16 Manwaring Road, 1 acre; 69 North Ferry Road, 1 acre; 12 South Ferry Road, 4 acres, collectively the subject properties, with a unit mix of 6 one-bedroom and 4 two-bedroom. Specifically, the unit mix is 6 South Ferry 6 one-bedroom units under 600 square feet units. That's a weird sentence.
Yeah.
600 feet per
The
unit.
unit mix is 6 bedrooms.
Oh, 1 bedroom.
It's basically- is unit-
600 square foot units.
Six one-bedroom units under 600 square feet.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which is units. Yeah.
Each,
yeah.
1 bedroom, each under.
And then the next part makes sense. Manwaring and North Ferry, 2 two-bedroom units per lot. We will provide the plans and preliminary site design.
Instead of writing just number two, do TWO-2, it's like, so it's like two bedroom, so it,
Yeah.
like, two looks like 22.
Yeah,
Two.
agreed. Because it also says like the other, the South Ferry has 6, a number, and then 1 spelled out.
Yeah.
So let's do 2 spelled out 2, so it's like it's the same.
And 1 hyphen
Okay.
bedroom.
Okay. Okay, if you have demonstrated experience, seems strange, but I don't know.
Yeah, so David had a good suggestion.
Okay,
It was,
you always have good suggestions.
if you have the following qualifications. There we go. If you have the following qualifications, we would welcome proposals.
Yes,
So I'll add that in here. Just being slow, buddy, I'm sorry.
yeah, because it's like, if those bullet points, and then you are invited to submit, which is weird. Have demonstrated experience as a developer, builder, manager of affordable housing. Have the demonstrated wherewithal to obtain a payment and performance bond for the scope of services set forth herein and demonstrate ability to fund the construction and development of the subject properties in accordance with the RFP, have experience and working knowledge of all applicable federal, state, county, and local laws, policies, procedures governing the development, construction, leasing, and management of affordable housing rental units.
Little tweak, Meg. At the end of, if you have the following, we would want proposals, that should be a colon. And then each of these should be uppercase started because of how you,
I agree.
yeah.
And then the other thing.
Sorry.
The other thing that, one of the changes I made is instead of have demonstrated, I just have demonstrate experience as a
Yes.
developer. Demonstrate the ability to obtain payment, demonstrate experience. It just made it clear and direct.
Yes,
Yeah,
I like that, especially with the way David's was.
Yeah. Yeah, because I made my edits on top of David's, so I was
Yeah.
like, using his,
Yeah.
this works.
great. All right. Do you want to
Am I
do
starting
it?
at each proposal? Each proposal should specify and make clear how the offeror will meet, achieve, and accomplish the above criteria and the goals set forth in the RFP. In addition, each proposal should specify in detail how the offeror will comply with the requirements set forth throughout this RFP. If you choose to bid along with other organizations with different skill sets, e.g. separate management team, all requirements set forth herein must also be met by all of the organizations part of your group. Please provide an organizational chart for each of the companies that are part of the offer.
Yeah, there were some, there were a couple edits made.
Yeah.
So in the blue, if you choose to deviate from the design plans or preliminary site plan provided, please bid on both your plans and the design specifications that are included with this RFP. If you choose to bid along with another organization with different skill set, a separate management team, all requirements set forth herein must also be met by all of the organizations included in your proposal. Please provide an organization chart of each of the companies included in the proposal by the offerer. That's just me.
I want to come back to something for a second. The sentence, if you choose to bid along with another organization with different skill set, separate management team. If it's a management team that has managed properties but has not managed affordable properties and but all the other people have managed affordable properties, do we want to exclude them? Because they have the skill set. I know
They don't, they're not builders.
Right, they're not
They don't build
building.
anything, they just manage properties.
Right.
Yeah,
I know I kind of semi-raised that before, but
Yeah.
that's still.
Do you want to have separate RFPs for management and?
no.
No,
we don't.
No,
But
I wasn't sure,
I feel like that you could separate certain of these if you want to get complicated, or just say the team as a whole needs to meet this and show where they meet it, like a whiz-bang management team doesn't need to know how to. build a
I like that.
You have an awesome construction company that's done hundreds and hundreds of, community housing units, but has never managed them. You put them together, neither of them meet all the qualifications, but the team as a whole is, meets all of the qualifications.
Yeah.
I think that would turn a lot of people away if they were just reading stacks of these RFPs and say, well, no, we don't fall into that. I'm
All
not even gonna bother.
requirements, all of the organizations, it's the all that's.
Why don't we just take that last two sentences out of the whole thing?
Yeah.
Just,
Or, I mean,
please bid on your plans and design specifications that are included in this RFP.
Or if you just, instead of taking if you choose.
How about by both? Must be,
I mean,
What if you just leave it, like you take out the sentence,
I would
if
take
you
out all
choose to
the.
bid along with another organization with different skills, take that out and just say, all requirements set forth herein must also be met by all of the organizations included in your proposal. and just leave it like that, so that there's
That's the
still-
part that I have a problem with.
Yeah, I
Well,
agree.
how about, okay, so
Yeah.
how about this, so must be, all requirements must be met by, the problem is all of the organizations.
Yeah, no, right,
So
exactly.
it's just like we need to replace that phrase to
But do we
say,
even need to say that? I mean, if you're submitting a proposal, the team has to meet that,
Yes.
period.
so. basically
Whether
must
it's
be met.
one organization that's submitting a proposal or 4 different organizations coming together, it's the
Well, what if we-
proposal.
what if-
So if the builder has done for-profit but never non-for-profit, and the manager
Yeah.
has only done for-profit, you can't, that won't work, right?
That won't
So-
work.
So you need a builder who has done non-for-profit and a manager, and that works.
Some member of the,
The team in total
the
has to
team
meet.
needs to represent experience in all, or expertise in all of these areas.
Well, could you say, what if you said, could you replace all of the organizations by the offer, like the offer team or something like that?
I mean, the offer could be a team.
Right, no, I know, so I'm like, instead of saying all of the organizations, how do you just make that say,
I mean, personally, I would just go at the, let's say, we'll comply with the requirements set forth throughout the RFP and then cut out everything after that. Well, except maybe up to please provide an organizational chart. So that if you choose to bid with another organization, I would just get rid of that. The offer is the offer, whether it's an individual.
I think that
Company or
the only
team.
thing that is, I think, really valuable about that sentence is it just specifies early on that it could be, you could bid with another organization.
I bet you we just change it completely.
Okay. What do
We
you,
may choose to bid as a team with multiple organizations, e.g. separate management teams. The requirements of this RFP must be met by the team.
okay,
How's that?
that works.
Yeah, I mean,
Does that help?
even to get simpler, like just redefine offer or clarify what offer is defined as, whether, offer, single entity or team.
Yeah.
In parentheses and move on,
That's a way
I mean,
forward.
that I think would sort of,
I think we have something almost there, but not quite
Well,
there.
so
So
this
why
is-
don't we,
Well, no, I mean, here's the thing is we're gonna have to just come back to it at the end, so why don't we, let's just work it out. So what if we said, what if we put this, so basically we wanna say that it's a team. So what if we, in the sentences above, in addition, each proposal should specify and detail how the offer, either an individual organization
Right.
or a team, will
Yeah.
comply with the requirements set forth in the RFP, strike that whole sentence,
yes,
right?
yeah, yep,
Okay,
all the way to please provide an organizational
Yeah.
chart.
So get rid of the blue.
no, so
no, not
get
all
rid
in
of,
the blue.
get rid of, if you choose to, so add in, so we're gonna do one addition and we're gonna do one, so in the sentence, in addition, each proposal should specify, sorry.
In addition, up here, sentence 2.
Right, so right after the offer, so I think we said, either one organization or a team of multiple organizations, because basically we're saying like, it could be more.
Or team. But
With,
Of
or a team-
more,
no, or a team with multiple organizations, e.g. separate management. And then in parentheses,
Yeah.
the e.g.
thank you so much, management. Yeah. And then strike,
Lowercase s.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a
I'm
pain.
not gonna do that kind of editing while I'm typing.
that's a little bit, we can do the grammar offline, we're never gonna get through it, Bill.
All right.
All right.
And then what am I deleting?
If you choose the sentence starting, if you choose to bid, that whole sentence is gonna go.
All the way down to organizational chart?
We can keep the organizational
Yeah.
chart. Please provide an organizational chart of each of the,
Only question about that is if they have subs and stuff, do you want organizational charts for the subcontractors? How deep is this going? Like, is it just the?
No, because the subcontractors will be underneath the
yeah, there, yeah,
contractor.
yeah. We just want the two main
Right.
insured peoples. All right, thanks for getting in the weeds.
Okay,
Okay,
should I keep going?
keep going until
Should I
you,
just go off of this?
yeah, if you can read that far, go for it.
It's behind you too.
Yeah,
That's better.
okay, until you can't anymore and then computer read.
One original and 7 copies of the proposal must be received not later than 3 PM
I have
on,
8 copies on the version I have.
Yeah, I have A2.
We changed the 8 last.
Okay, let's do 8.
8 it is.
Great.
It was easy, there was a reason why we.
I mean, it's immaterial now. Let's keep going.
on blank date 2024. the
Right.
Date and time referred to as proposal date. Proposals will be opened at that time. However, the proposals will not be read publicly or otherwise made public. Is there a comment there?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, my question was just, can we not make them public? Can we do that without having a public reading of them? I know that whenever we go out to bid for something, we have to publicly open it in the clerk's office and read it if anybody wants to come in here.
well,
Is that for every is that for the RFP or for the ones that are finally decided?
Those are for like, when we put out RFPs for like a bulkhead, then we have a public reading of them in the clerk's office. So that's just a legal question. I don't know the answer. Maybe you can. Because you can also negotiate them and stuff, so I don't know if it's different here. It might be.
yeah, let's ask.
Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know what our obligation as a municipality is.
The housing board will publicly announce at that time the names of each offerer who has submitted proposal. Proposal should be addressed to Shelter Island Community Housing Board, our address, attention Elizabeth Hanley, chairperson. Any questions pertaining to this RFP must be submitted in writing, addressed to Shelter Island Community Housing Board, North Ferry
I have a
Road, Shelter Island, New
question.
York.
Yeah,
But do we have a PO box? Is this
Yes,
by
it would-
hand?
It would be the
Submitted in
town
writing by
PO box.
hand?
It'd be the town PO box, whatever it is.
Okay, so we should just put the PO box.
well, usually they're gonna
It
like
makes it seem
FedEx
like
them
he
or something.
submitted in writing by hand addressed to,
Put 38 North Ferry Road under that PO box, whatever the town is.
Yeah,
yeah,
They could mail it, Federal Express, drop it by hand.
yeah.
okay,
You don't know the
You
PO
can't
box?
email it.
I can't, yeah.
Okay. Note, a mandatory pre-proposal conference and walkthrough will be held on date 2024. Initial following location.
Yeah, well, we have to kind of decide, once we like are close enough, then we could decide. I mean, I guess we would probably do well, I guess we can't decide the location because we don't know the time. My guess is we would probably have it at town hall, but we got to back into the timing. So if not, we'd hold it like the library or something. So we don't know yet.
Those parties interested in submitting a proposal should request a copy of the RFP from the housing board during normal business hours at Shelter Island Community Housing Board, 38 North Ferry, Shelter Island, New York, phone number or by email to probably you, right, Liz?
Yeah.
My only comment on that is we don't have regular business hours. Can't they just show up at the?
Right, but we could do, what we would do is
The
for
town-
Jessica, we could
yeah.
give Jessica, our clerk, they could contact her and I do,
and just pick one up.
yeah, and I do monitor my email
So
all the time during business hours, so.
I don't think us.
Make a note to add Liz's email.
Yeah,
But I would change the normal business hours of the Shelter Island town.
Well,
9
if
to
it's going
4.
to if it's going to Jess, it has to be while town hall's open.
yeah,
9 to
So it
4.
would be 9 to 4.
Right, that's fine, but there isn't at Shelter Island Community Housing Board.
oh, you're saying to take out,
We're
Shelter Island Community Housing Board, and you're saying take out township, to replace that at,
with
From the town of Shelter Island.
Yeah.
the town.
town of Shelter Island, or
Right.
town hall or
Town
something.
hall.
Or you could just do this at Shelter Island Community Housing Board, care of Jessica.
Well, no, because the phone is gonna go to Jessica and the emails are gonna come to me.
Yeah, but you're putting your email later.
I have the phone at all.
Because what if they have a question?
Yeah.
You can email it. It's a record of everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, but not everybody is.
not everybody, we discussed, not everybody is their email
Well,
people.
one would hope that if they're submitting an RFP to us, that they at least know how to email.
Yeah.
I think
It's, we're not
I
on the
think
other
it's okay, I
side.
think it's okay to have
Who's
that
right?
phone number.
I don't, I agree. I think having a phone number at least starts a process.
Okay.
Okay,
Copies of any written addenda will be issued no later than 7 days prior to the proposal date. All such addenda shall become part of this RFP. Offers assume the risk of the method of dispatch chosen, either the town of Shelter Island, sometimes nor the housing board assumes responsibility for delays caused by any delivery service. Postmarking by the due date shall not substitute for actual proposal received by the town/housing board. Late proposals should not be accepted, nor shall additional time be granted to any potential proposer or offer. Proposals may not be delivered orally, by facsimile transmission, or by other telecommunications or electronic means. Okay, handing it over to you, Peter.
Town is like taken out of this. I think we should probably leave the town in, because if they're delivering RFPs, they're coming to the town building, right?
Right.
And the town's accepting those, that's all.
Reject the change.
Yeah, I was trying to, but it didn't give me an option.
reject it.
I wanna reject it. I can't. It won't let me. I'll just retype it.
It's still crossed through.
It is still up.
Right click,
What's that?
reject, oh, that's that one.
No, not with the cross through. I'll figure it out, guys.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Peter, you're up.
She has to scroll.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
Okay, background, the town of Shelter Island finds the provision of a variety of housing opportunities for community members across the economic spectrum to be key to maintaining a healthy, sustainable community. The widespread impacts of a lack of affordable community housing are increasingly evident, and the town participation is needed to provide new housing options and make existing housing accessible for local, low and medium income residents. As a result of the housing crisis and high cost of living for local individuals and families, longtime residents are forced to leave the area. Employers are having difficulty finding and retaining employees, local volunteer, emergency services agency,
I think just one of those words.
local volunteer.
Emergency,
It's more than emergency, it's everything.
Yeah.
Local volunteer services. Because it's fire,
yeah.
police, well, they're not volunteer, but,
Well, what, I think, I mean, I don't know.
It makes
I
sense,
would-
it's just a,
Local volunteers.
services, yeah, because there are many of them.
Yes, but take out the agencies.
Yeah, I took an
Yeah.
emergency agency.
And emergency.
Okay.
Services face difficulty in recruitment, traffic has increased, as many who work in Shelter Island must commute from elsewhere, and residents of the town may be work on,
On Shelter Island,
yeah.
unless we're calling the town of Shelter Island, in the town of.
Must communicate from elsewhere, and residents of the town may be forced to live in illegal or substandard conditions. It is the town's goal that the new housing development, as described in this RFP, will be a start in addressing the consequences of lack of housing opportunities for individuals choosing to live on Shelter Island.
Okay, I don't see that on mine, but anyway.
That's
Somebody,
a
yeah,
new
with that.
ad by David.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Project goals. It is the intention of the Housing Board and the town of Shelter Island to retain fee interest in the subject properties and lease to the selected offeror the subject properties with restrictive covenants and right of reverter record against the subject properties to ensure the development and management of the subject properties pursuant to the goals and requirements set forth in the RFP. The Housing Board will review and oversee compliance with the provisions and be the primary contact between the offeror and the town, the sponsor. The lease will be for a period of 10 years plus period of construction running coterminous with the management agreement. The default under the management agreement will be immediate grounds for acceleration of the lease.
I think we need to talk about the 10 years.
Years.
Yeah, so we had talked about basically to do 30 years, it would probably have to be David, wasn't we saying 60?
30-year with a 30-year extension option.
With an option, yeah.
Yeah, so do a 60-year lease? Yeah,
No, 30-year with an option.
okay.
That's, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see emails today. I wasn't back in time to. Miriam was
She was
talking,
supposed to look into, she hasn't got back to us.
so she was talking to a title company about maybe going to 49.
Yeah, she was worried about the fact that the lease could become a taxable thing, but I was like,
Right.
yeah, but the lease is gonna be $1, so like, if they have to file taxes on it, like,
Who
I
cares?
don't care, like, we're not gonna like screw up the RFP for it.
Right.
So,
But,
I told her to quote tax law to me, and so we're waiting for that.
so that's fine, but obviously, the town isn't gonna be the fee owner of the improvements.
Yeah. So that was the other thing that we need to kind of, so how do we want to phrase that? Because yeah, they're not gonna build it and then there's gonna be like a reverter, right? Like, but there's not, it doesn't make any,
Say Subject lands.
Well, I
The fee
think
is land.
the
Fee is only-
offerer is owner of the improvements subject to the ground lease held by the town.
Where am I on? Makes sense.
I would just say it's the intention of the housing board that the offer retains fee interest in the subject property, subject to you have to capitalize offer.
that.
Sorry, I'm in bad here.
I was like, we should make these two the secretaries. I don't know what we're doing, they.
Offer retain fee, interest in the subject property, subject to the ground lease entered into with the town of Shelter Island.
Yeah.
And then I think you delete everything until with.
Here?
I think you need the comma.
Okay.
And you have to get rid of the period.
There's intention of the housing board. You take out the and.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
and so it's intention to have the void. I think you get and that, all that.
And
should
the
be
town
deleted.
of Shelter Island, yeah.
And, right,
Yeah, and
You
you don't need that.
right, you don't need that.
But you need and.
You need and.
Or it can, gotcha.
See this with all the changes except be tidy.
You didn't know you guys were signing up for such a good time.
But you guys did this last.
Yeah, that's why you guys all skipped. I know. You're hoping we're
We
gonna
did
do.
do it.
Working, thank you.
That makes sense.
Now we're really in depth, and this is the final draft.
This is, yeah, this is why we gotta like, that's why we're going through it like this, because I wanna get this like out, you know?
A,
30 years.
What? Yeah,
Or a 30, 30
It really
years.
should be for a single 30 years.
This would be for a
Yeah,
period of
okay.
30 years
A single-
with an option.
For a period of 30 years with an option for a single 30-year extension.
Yes, there is.
Right, 30
You still need
years.
With an option, with an.
AN
Yep, there you go.
For a single,
for a
Or an additional,
single.
for an additional 30-year extension.
Okay.
it's a lot.
I won't be around.
Who's gonna diagram that sentence?
No,
All right,
60
should we go to
years.
the
60
second
years.
paragraph then?
Yes. It is the intention of the town of Shelter Island and the housing board to ease the,
Can I make just a style point? We start with goals and we sort of get into why we're doing it after we say this part, which seemed, it just seemed to me that
Should that
Yeah.
paragraph be before?
yeah, we have some paragraphs lower that say why we're doing this. And that should be at the start, right? We're doing this because we want to create affordable housing and move that to the top and then move into the sort of
So could
legal.
the second paragraph, be first?
the goals should be
Yeah.
first.
Yeah,
Right.
Project goals are as follows, and then
Yeah,
like
yeah.
switch those two?
Goal is to build places. Intense.
it is the
Oh, I see,
intention of,
take this,
so you're moving that up to the first
okay,
paragraph.
wish to, and then include all the way down to the database. Take this paragraph.
I guess so.
It's like a rainbow.
It really is, it starts to get crazy. And
I spend so much time with this thing now, I'm just like, I can't even see it.
It's all one color?
Here you go, Miriam.
I think it reads that.
Just, can you bulk accept changes? Just go.
It's for her to figure out.
Accept all changes.
Easy, acute.
there we
Okay,
go.
so let's-
Accept the insertion, it'll put it
There you
back
go.
in.
There you go, okay.
Okay. Okay,
Okay, it is the intention of the town of Shelter Island, the housing board, to ease the acute shortage of attainable housing on Shelter Island.
on Shelter Island.
Yeah, there should be a.
For in,
Therefore, the town,
I know.
Brutal.
Private housing.
It's because of the way it was originally edited. No, I don't want that. All right, it's okay.
Private housing.
Okay.
Put a space after the S. And then put on.
yeah, well, we got it there.
It's okay, we have got it.
Shelter Island, therefore, the
Yeah.
town and housing board wish to create a mix of housing units described above at the 3 sites.
But they're not described
Oh,
above
yeah,
now, so,
And they were.
They were.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Where do we mention median income if?
In requirements, probably.
Yearly area median income data sets can be found at.
But why does anybody care if we don't have, if we crossed out the reference to it?
Because I think they're in the next,
They're down at the bottom.
Yeah, so maybe what we need to do is we need to move that sentence down to
After. annual.
after anyone earning
There you go.
median. It's just in the wrong, it's relevant, it's just like not yet.
so moving the HUD,
Yeah, so moving that sentence, the yearly area, it starts yearly area median income and then ends with a link to the data sets. That's gonna go in the next paragraph.
End of the last paragraph.
Yeah,
and this one here.
yeah.
Ooh, new color.
Yeah. You just keep unlocking the rainbow.
Unlocking new,
Wait, when you go back up
yes,
to this all crossed out thing, let's take out the project's goals are as follows.
wait, not that
At the end of the purple. Go down.
one. Project goals.
I think
Oh, I see, we're going.
You mean the lavender.
We're down.
Violet.
Oh, my God.
Oh, go up a little bit.
I feel like
It's okay, we can edit
this is very psychedelic.
the project, the end of that last, yes.
The only thing in black.
Right, the only original text. What am I doing?
Eliminated.
It out.
Just
We
deleting it?
deleted
Yeah.
that whole part.
Bam.
Yeah, because it's in the project goals
Okay.
section.
Moving on.
Can we do these without tracking the changes?
No, that's like the most fun way to do it.
Okay.
It's it's really hard to go back and make corrections if you don't track the changes, because then you literally have to compare sentence to sentence as we go through the document.
But this is it, that's why we're,
AI is.
Okay.
no, this is
Any-
not what AI is for.
Anyone earning blank of area median income subject to HUD, fair housing and funding sources law, rules and regulations may qualify. Please note that the selected offeror must lease the units once constructed in accordance with all federal, state, local laws and regulations and written guidance as may be provided by the town of Shelter Island and or the housing board.
So-
Yearly area median income database can be found at.
So the percentages should be 80 to 130.
Can we go back up? I know you're gonna hate me, but now that we finished that paragraph, why are we to? No, I'll keep going up. Here, why are we taking out, we would like to create as many units as County Water Authority will allow us to build as of right with the possibility of increasing the total number of units in the second phase if public water.
Because we didn't feel like it was relevant.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
fine.
I just felt like it like muddied the waters of just like, what are we even, like, we don't, like, we're not gonna,
Yeah.
we're, you know,
Okay.
if this is like, why are we putting in this hypothetical,
It's
that,
60
No, no, no,
years.
I'm
This one's
totally
not, we can
Yeah.
lock them down and
I
build
just,
high
I
rise.
think we have to make sure
yeah,
we understand what we're
they're
doing.
gonna love it. Right on the waterfront, no.
Okay, we intend to create a housing model that can be replicated at other locations, which is energy efficient, affordable in perpetuity, quality constructed and comports with local scale and aesthetic. Property overview, relevant information. Property development by offer selected. Subject properties owned by town of Shelter Island. Subject properties leased to offer selected for a term of 10 years. Don't we have to change that?
Yeah, so this would be the same wording
Yeah,
from above, so 30.
With an additional,
Option.
for additional, 30-year option.
Should I just copy?
Yeah.
Yeah, just copy and paste it. Yeah, don't,
I don't wanna make it up wrong. Okay. And then just like the first two sentences on this were confusing. Project development by offer selected, does it need, some form of formatting to make it like a new heading or something?
so it's like, let's project overview, relevant information. Project development by offer selected, subject properties. I think that it either shouldn't be in parentheses or it should just be formatted the same. Because it's like, it's saying like, the project development will be by the offer selected. The properties, subject properties, meaning the land is owned, it's like restating like the facts of the situation.
Okay, so,
It's like, that's how I take this section.
okay, cause I thought they were like random leftover sentences when I.
No, I think it's like, these are like the important bits you need to like, if you haven't picked up by this point, this is like the boundaries of it.
So maybe we should say the project development is by the offer selected and the subject properties are owned by the town of Shelter Island, just make that.
Yeah.
Subject properties aren't owned by the town of Shelter Island.
Well, do we want to say that the subject, do we want to sub out the word properties and put like land? Right, because the
Yeah.
land is owned.
Yes, the land is.
Okay, so let's take out properties and put in land, because that's true.
Is owned. Subject properties leased to offer selected for a term of 30 years with an option for an additional 30-year extension, plus the period of construction to run coterminous with the management agreement. Lease payments will be based upon times rent roll as is standard in the industry and
That should not be in there at all.
No, that's.
That needs to all be taken out.
Yes.
As lease payments.
Starting with the lease payment.
Yeah, lease payment, get it out.
To
Subject,
properties, delete to that.
yeah, because it's probably not gonna be standard. It's probably, like, the whole
Right.
point is that it's gonna be like a totally minimal lease for the land. So it's not gonna be based on the rent roll. It's gonna be based, that's the way the deal works.
Right.
So just blow that whole sentence up.
management company will submit for approval a standard tenant lease, which shall include appropriate provisions for income verification. The management agreement must run coterminous with the lease on the subject properties, but the lease and management agreement will contain cross defaults, clawbacks, and early termination provisions with failure to perform, as well as indemnity and hold harmless provisions in favor of the town and the housing board. The sponsor will require yearly review of the offer and a sit-down meeting with principals to review progress with construction, management, and leasing after construction, along with income expense reporting submissions.
I think it has to be terminus with the ground lease on that properties.
Ooh,
Terminus with,
Premise with the ground lease
yeah, because it's.
Yeah.
on the subject properties.
Okay, note the development agreement, construction, contract, and lease covenants and restrictions to be drafted by the housing board and its council and are required to be executed by the selected offeror after the awarding of the RFP. The housing board expects the following to be addressed in your response of the requisite 10 affordable rental units and the 3 sites as above described. Existing conditions including demo and clearing restrictions, check DEC regarding long-eared bat protections. We have bats over there?
That
They're
might,
pretty much island-wide.
Right.
Are they unprotected?
you might need a survey or something, like,
Yeah, the deep-
Surveyor, I've never heard of animal checking to see if
Oh,
there's.
they do it all the time in waterfront properties, if the DEC is involved in an application.
Really?
They give you restrictions and you're only allowed to clear in a very specific.
Well, usually,
area.
yeah, we only have
At a
to
certain
be
time.
careful of that little wetlands area, 100 feet
Right.
from that, yeah. Okay,
but yeah,
But I think there's a blanket, like, rule with the bats, it gives you a specific range of time when you can clear.
right, because they'd only be in residence there during a certain time of year.
okay, narrative, combined 3-lot survey with 2-foot topo, acreage, zoning compliance, conformance with plans and preliminary site design, and if deviations from plans provided, pricing on both the plans presented as well as the modified plans provided by offer, building envelope. Siting of sewage treatment facility and all other utilities and equipment.
So should that be?
I thought we changed everything to separate.
okay, hold on.
Are those,
You're right.
those are individual things that have to be done, right?
Yeah.
Would they be better as maybe bullet points rather than?
Yeah, so on mine.
Building envelope.
Siting of septic facility.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's just a
It
septic.
should say
I
so.
don't know why, anyway, annoyed, but
Septic.
But we got
facility.
all of those, I guess.
yeah.
Septic facility.
David, you wanted that bulleted?
So.
I did.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing. What does narrative mean in this? How are you, what's it being used?
Tell us a story.
Okay, about what you're planning on doing.
Yeah. So like, why are you specifically, like, why are you doing it like this? Why are,
Right,
Once
explain
upon
your.
a time.
yeah, basically, we just don't want to like get a bunch of forms and drawings, like we want them to like say like, this is why we're thinking this is why we're, you know,
Just had to do that for the Nature Conservancy.
do a narrative. Yeah.
Trying to do that survey with 2-foot topo. So you want all of them on one page? What does that mean?
Yeah, that doesn't, I mean, that'd be tough. You'd want them separate anyway.
Yeah.
You mean, you guys want to take out the word combined?
Yeah, well, no,
Yeah.
3 surveys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why, did we fight to put it in?
No, we
We're
didn't.
just asking for, I'm just asking for what we're.
Boundary lot survey.
Well, it's, okay, so it's like, do you want 3 copies of each lot survey? Do you want one, like, it's,
You can't survey 3 properties on, you know, 3 lots in one survey.
Okay, so
No.
let's, okay, got it. So what are we suggesting instead?
Just
That's my.
surveys of each property with 2-foot topo.
Got it. I think I'm gonna have to go inside candy.
This a lollipop run?
Yeah, I was like, I mean, this is like a.
Aren't we doing the surveys though?
I was gonna say, are we provided with the surveys? I wouldn't expect
But maybe
you to
the-
read surveys.
We might not be doing topo.
What you're looking for is a site plan.
We're doing this.
There's no, topo's not necessary in any of these lots.
So do
you
we
want
need to meet
elevations? You have to have the elevations
yeah,
and
but-
engineering and stuff.
So every, on the survey to see every 2-foot, it's busy
Busy.
on the survey.
So I guess the question is, are you asking for a survey or a site plan? The site plan is when they put all of the things on the survey, like the building.
Within the building
utilities,
envelope,
water, the
yeah.
septic.
So we would give them the survey and they would
They would give you a site plan.
impose.
We have some preliminary site plans.
Site
Well, we're gonna have the architects do a preliminary one, but obviously they can adjust.
Yep.
Is that?
So let's just take that whole thing out.
As soon as,
You
Great.
site, but I think we want site plan.
You wanna get a site,
absolutely,
you
a
want a
site-
site plan.
you want to see what it's gonna, the finished product is gonna look like. That's why I
We're
said
giving
put
them a
in
site
the
plan.
building envelope when they do with the setbacks. So the builder can see where he has to work.
Then why are we giving them a site plan in the first place?
No, they'll be giving us a site plan.
But so, we're giving them a survey, but
No,
then
we're
we're also giving them a
Yeah,
site
we're
plan.
also, that's what I'm
And an
trying to say, guys,
architect
we're
is-
giving them, we're getting the surveys done, and then we're giving the surveys to our architects to do
Oh,
a
and he's gonna do
preliminary
it. Right.
site plan, but they can adjust
I
it.
gotcha.
So you're
Okay.
gonna want them to give a copy of, essentially their bid package is gonna include their version of your site plan. So whatever modifications, changes, adjustments they would recommend based on what they have in their head, based
Yes.
off what you gave them.
Might be better, might be worse.
Correct.
Enough.
The acreage will be on the survey.
Zoning compliance.
Like you can have, with your site plan, you can have specific things that you want called out on your site plan. So if you want 2-foot topo, you can have that on there, you can have, you want the acreage labeled, you want all the utilities labeled, you want everything marked and cited, so you can really get specific in exactly what you want in your site plan. That way, everybody's submitting the same basic concept.
Does anybody have any suggestions for what we want on it?
Everything.
You want-
Yeah, everything. I mean,
Where
if
the electric is coming in, where the meters are, where the well is, where the septic is.
easements.
Yeah, are there any easements?
Is that covered in building envelope citing of septic treatment?
We should have any easements labeled on what we give them originally. So I would do parking,
Parking, green space,
you also want.
I mean,
Electrical.
there's gotta, the town must have standard things that they require on a site plan. Just
Yeah.
copy paste that in there.
Um, And do we need a cistern for a fire? How is, I know it needs to be a fire access road, you have to have, there's certain specifications for that.
The thing that we might, it feels like we might need it on South Ferry, but that's
That's what I
gonna,
was thinking, South Ferry would, because it's a larger complex.
yeah, but I think that that's gonna be probably part of the zoning situation when we go for ZBA. We're probably gonna be, you can do it, but you have to do that. I just don't know what it's gonna,
Okay.
my thought, yeah.
Then we'd have to get the fire department's input
You'll have to
on
get the
where
fire
it's gonna
marshal to
go.
sign off. Yeah,
Yeah.
so cisterns was my other question, fire cisterns, and then sprinkler, do we have to sprinkler all of these because they are affordable housing, or? Okay. All right, I would make sure that's,
Yeah, I don't,
yeah, make sure that's accurate.
Do we, well, hold on, do we need to include that in this RFP?
Yeah, if you have to sprinkle, you want the person who's bidding on it to know that they have to put a fire suppression system in. It's expensive.
yeah, because you need a whole,
That's what I wasn't sure, is if it's over a certain number height or if it's a
Yeah.
certain.
Okay, so hold
I
on.
think it's height.
So basically that would be a question for the building department? Okay, I'm just like,
Yeah,
Plus then you're gonna need a separate well, electrical source or a generator just to pump that one well. It is extremely expensive.
which is why I'm saying make sure you don't need it.
Yeah.
Because it could be a big,
okay, well, I will contact, that's like what I'm doing tomorrow.
say lookup requirements.
So can you then delete the next two and then just
Yeah, so
And with-
acreage
conformance?
should be listed on the site plan. Zoning conformance, we should have a list of what they have to do. If they gotta go to the ZBA for variances, that should be included in the RFP.
We're gonna do that with, we're already doing that with our zoning lawyer, so we'll have that. My hope is that that'll be in play by the time.
Alright, so I can take zoning compliance out.
Yeah.
And if you captured the last part, last
That's correct, here.
two and
Here.
Thank you.
Alright, I know it's annoying, right?
Okay. Unit mix has already been determined to wit, South Ferry, 6 one-bedroom units under 600 square feet. Manwaring and North Ferry, 2 two-bedroom units per lot. Please address in your response soundproofing between floors and in walls between studio units at the South Ferry site. Are they studio units though?
are they freestanding?
They're one bedroom.
I think that we need to say,
They're one bedroom.
yeah, so we just need to take out studio between units at South Ferry.
And I wasn't sure if they shared walls. If they shared walls, you want soundproofing between the walls and.
No, they don't, they're just the floors.
Okay, so I can take out.
So there's 6 freestanding units, right?
No, so there's 3 units with
Oh.
one, there's like a 1-bedroom
And one
and a
on
1-bedroom. So we can take out the walls between and take out the studio. And so just the soundproofing between floors
Yeah,
in units at South Ferry site. Or there's no share wall.
Is there something about the South Ferry site that requires soundproofing that is not needed in the others?
Yeah, because there's 2 units per building at South Ferry and then that in the, yeah,
Oh, I see, yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
Other ones will be 2
Yeah, they'll be-
freestanding,
yeah.
2-bedroom freestanding.
exactly.
So, okay, additional storage must be provided for all units at all sites, either standalone or in basements. Laundry, washer, dryer, and dishwasher in each unit. Patio or balcony, outdoor space for every unit, outdoor recreation areas, site ingress, egress, roadway, 1.5 parking spaces per unit of housing. dark sky compliant lighting, Anderson 400 or equivalent hurricane rated impact resistant egress windows, superior interior finishes for functionality and durability, low maintenance, cross landscaping and native vegetation for natural resource guidelines, rain garden, solar units, universal EV charging station, on-demand hot water heater, modular construction preferred, universal Wi-Fi access.
The CEV.
It's got more things than my house has. I want to move in there.
Your response.
I mean, the universal Wi-Fi access is,
No,
I don't see how you could do that.
Well, hold on.
Who's managing that?
These are just things
These are
we're asking
address in your response.
to
Address
address.
in your
response.
They're not
Okay.
requirements.
All right,
I got it.
yes, okay. They can say, that's a stupid idea, we're not
Like, I
doing
hate
it.
it, I'm not doing it. But you have to say it.
Yeah.
We should include drainage on the site plan. You know, just like stormwater.
And then Mark, do you wanna take from expectations?
Let's see.
Once she gets
Yeah.
everything, you can do. So everybody can get a turn.
Expectations.
All right, the housing board is seeking, okay, an all-inclusive, full-service development property management firm that is immediately available to commence pre-development activities within 10 days of contract signing. Note, however, offer may be one or two firms, or multiple firms, maybe. Maybe.
One or two.
Maybe,
No, 'cause
Well,
if
what
it
did we
really-
use before? We
It was a
referred to as
team.
team.
yeah, maybe one firm or a team of firms, something like that. One or more firms, how about that?
More, there you go, perfect.
The second representing,
One, or
let's see.
one of which,
Firms.
take out the second and do one of which
Yeah.
representing.
One
Which
of which
represents
represents
management,
Mm-hmm.
so long as that separate entity and all principals are identified in the response. Such firm answers all of the questions applicable to the first firm as set forth herein, except with respect to architectural and design components. But tailors its response to experience and fee, quote, for its services as management company. Okay, I'm sure that's, the selection of management team must be acceptable to the housing board and town in its sole and absolute discretion. Offer will complete.
Wait. If you go back, so long as the separate entity, we're no longer talking about it as a separate entity, we're talking about it as a team. So long as all entities and all principals.
Yes, right, thank you.
all entities.
Such firm, yeah, answers all the questions. So where are we?
Offer will.
Offer will.
Oh, offer will complete the construction of the project within 30 months. Design must adhere to Shelter Island architectural vernacular, must meet New York State stretch code. The town of Shelter Island embraces inclusive and universal design and net zero energy facilities. Proposers strongly encouraged to use AIA design build family documents.
Is there?
Yeah, it's scope of services. The housing board desires to contract with a developer to work with and represent as applicable the housing board in the development, construction, leasing, and management of the subject properties. Okay, the development partner's responsibilities and tasks will include but not be limited to the following in phases. General tasks, in consultation with the housing board and the broader community, develop a pro forma plan which addresses the goals and objectives of the housing board and the residents and results in a viable, new, sustainable community. Assist the housing board with implementing the overall development plan, coordinate the functions of each of the development team members and addresses all issues and communications in conjunction with the housing board and the funding sources. Procure subcontractors, design and engineering services, and other consultants as needed for the expeditious and successful implementation of the development program and manage the subject properties once developed. Participating team meetings, housing board meetings, consultants meetings, resident meetings, and other related meetings as
Live in a
necessary.
meeting. Yeah.
Whenever we want a meeting.
Yes.
So many meetings.
Ice cream socials. Provide for the, provide for the construction, leasing of, and management of the rental units at the subject properties pursuant to the terms of the construction contract between the housing board and the selected offerer. Note, the housing board will attempt to assist in applying for community, let's get rid of that comma. County and local grants and other municipal financing resources on behalf of the development or developer.
On behalf of the development.
Okay, but the ability to finance construction is the sole responsibility of the selected offerer. The housing board will attempt to assist in obtaining county home funds and other funding sources for municipalities that may be available.
So the only thing that I was thinking there is, I believe in some, I want to, I swear, I don't know if it's later in this, of just like, it's basically, there's something like, you can reach out to us to learn more about it, and it feels like because it's pretty, like, $2 million is like pretty,
This is important.
it feels important that they know, like, I don't want to be vague about it.
Right. We want to put it in the RFP. Did we go over that one?
Yeah, we can put it in the RFP, and I actually got that cleared by county. So I wonder if there's like a sentence in there that's like, please reach out to the housing board for
Please
details.
contact.
Because I can't print them in there to say like, but you can call me, which is why they need to contact me, and I can say.
Right there, perfect.
Should I say for funding details?
For a potential.
Just for details.
For potential.
For details. Very
Okay.
good.
I would suggest.
Yeah, there you go.
You have a suggestion?
Carol, your very first paragraph talks about a performance bond at the beginning of this document. And I would suggest, and maybe this is a way to address the size of the project, I would suggest that you think about what the minimum of the performance bond should be and put it in the document. Because it will immediately eliminate a bunch of people who can't obtain that bond.
Oh, yeah.
And will also give them the scale of where they're gonna wind up.
Yes, that's a good idea. Thank you.
Meg here, I would say, please contact the housing board, not reach out to.
I agree with you.
Reach out.
Hit us up.
Is the 2 million, is it a done deal, or is it a done deal subject to?
I mean, the problem is that we can't apply for it. The developer has to apply for it, which is why I haven't applied for it already. But they've set it aside. It's like,
So shouldn't we say, please contact the housing for details on
On grants available?
on grant work done to date or something, just to make them feel like there is something there that they should
Yeah.
find out about.
for details on available funding.
Regarding,
And then basically Stephanie at the county was like, and then they call me and then I want.
potential available funding.
No, that's fine.
No, just available funding.
It's not guaranteed.
Right, it's not guaranteed.
I see where you're going with this, Bill.
Thank you, Meg.
It is available, it might not be available to them, but
Right.
it is
But it's
available.
still potential for this part.
Okay, we want them to apply also,
Yes.
let's not,
If they don't apply, it won't be because there's no potential in there.
Right.
It'll be because of a whole plethora of reasons.
all right, let's keep going.
All right. Specific tasks, coordinate all aspects of the construction development with other consultants and advisors to the project. Set the artist formerly known as, after project there. Work collaboratively with the housing board. A consult, is that like,
So all the appropriate agencies.
but is there a like a?
Or should that be, or should that be,
Collaboratively with the housing board.
To consult with all
With
Or
all the
comma.
appropriate agencies.
in the area to coordinate the.
or is that in the and?
We're doing
And
semicolon
it's like,
there.
yeah, it's like a long, it's like a run-on sentence. It's like
Yeah.
work, consult.
Work with
and
the
then, like,
project
Work
architects,
collaboratively with the housing board and consult with all appropriate, and.
No, I think, no, it would be work, consult, and work, because there's like another sentence.
Oh,
So work with all the appropriate agencies. I'm gonna get rid of in the area and just be to coordinate
Yeah,
the
Right.
provision of services. Work with the project architect and engineers to ensure that the appropriate design criteria are included to facilitate these services and complete the project in a timely manner. Now, there's like a whole like crazy semicolon thing
Can
happening
we
here.
make a bulleted list out of this?
well,
I mean, not right now, but. Sure.
What if it just says work collaboratively with the housing board to, semicolon, and then bullet, consult with appropriate agencies to coordinate provision of services. Another bullet, work with the project architect and engineer to ensure the appropriate design criteria are included. And then another one would be facilitate services and complete the project in a timely manner.
I like that.
Yeah.
perfect, let's do it.
Okay.
I like it.
Shut it.
In consultation?
Yeah, it's just, okay, in consultation.
Yeah, I was like,
I was
don't-
watching things like.
Yeah, don't fall off the
mesmerized.
train, man. Don't fall off the train.
In
You gotta keep
consultation with the
going.
housing board, prepare all necessary applications to the town building department and other boards as necessary for site plan approval and variances. Make all required submissions and reports, including the Affordable Fair Housing Market Plan, to federal, state, and local agencies as may be required, and provide for housing board review and, if requested, approval prior to submissions. Period.
Maybe scroll.
I'm gonna do a wicked run-on sentence there if we have that and go on. But ensure compliance with all applicable federal, state, and local rules and regulations with regard to all aspects of construction, management, and leasing of the subject properties. Secure all financing and local approvals, arrange for and complete construction of proposed project and coordinate activities. All in consultation with the housing board and as specified herein. Okay.
Scrolling?
Keep scrolling, yeah, okay, sorry.
Scrolling.
Yeah, experience offer must list the principal staff who will work on this proposed project and include their development and construction management knowledge, as well as management of the subject properties after completion of development. Provide a list of completed projects as well as those currently in development and or construction. Your response should demonstrate qualifications of the firm and all professional principals and their respective qualifications. Maybe change firm to team, a firm or team.
Okay.
And I don't think.
The next thing.
No, I don't think you need that next sentence anymore after everything we've done.
Yeah, I agree. Just
So
take
get rid of
that,
the
the
if.
blue,
The only thing I can see that is delineate clearly areas of responsibility would be the only part I might keep.
is that the org chart? Would that take care of that or?
No, because like how their organization is organized doesn't tell you what responsibility, because you could have a builder who sometimes manages something, but an org chart isn't gonna tell you who's gonna do it.
Right,
So
yeah.
I would say you could blow that
You could
up
take
and
the
just
first-
and delineate clearly areas of responsibility
Yes,
in that
include-
sentence
yes.
above. So just like,
Yeah, so if to and.
If you get,
Out of there.
get that, and then when you get to response, you can start with a capital T. All right, you can, why not?
Does that work?
Yeah, and then just delete the rest.
And then
Delete the rest.
Yeah. Pro forma, offerors must provide a pro forma with a proposed cost breakdown. Please provide pro forma financial statements for the stabilized project. Include cost breakdown if using the plan and designs presented. If you choose a modified plan to present the cost breakdown, the cost breakdown for the modified plan must be presented in addition to the plan and designs presented in this RFP.
And then David and I will take it apart.
What's that?
I'm just joking.
You'll take it
Yeah,
apart.
David will take it apart.
Financial stability, licensing capacity, and availability qualifications shall include the most recent certified business financial statements of the offerer as of date not earlier than the end of offer's preceding official tax account period, together with a statement in writing signed by a duly authorized representative stating that the present financial condition is materially the same as financial conditions shown on the balance sheet and income statement submitted, or with an explanation for the material change in the financial condition. A copy of the most recent business income tax return and pro forma unaudited financial statements for the last 3 years will be accepted if certified financial statements are unavailable. Firms must demonstrate that they are affiliated with or hold all required licenses for mechanical, electrical, plumbing, civil, and structural engineering, as well as architectural and on-site wastewater treatment. Firms must.
What,
Septic.
did we have
So
anything
wait-
about wastewater
Well,
treatment?
hold on. So what we need to do is we need to take out wastewater and we should put in septic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing in this context.
Okay.
There's not a legal definite difference?
It's on-site wastewater, so it would be a septic system and IA system.
Okay.
Okay.
So we can just leave it, yeah.
On-site wastewater, yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Firms must demonstrate financial and personnel capacity to manage and execute all aspects of pre-development and development of the subject properties, including the ability to secure a payment and performance bond and deliver to the housing board a fully completed project with unconditional certificates of occupancy. Scroll up to authorization there, all right. Authorization and license to practice include an affirmative statement indicating that the offer is authorized to conduct business in the state of New York and the assigned personnel are properly licensed to work within the state of New York. Firm qualifications and experience. State the name of firm or firms, key telephone numbers, fax numbers.
It seemed like this whole section, I'm not sure 100%, is duplicative with the opening portion
Yeah,
where we asked for all this stuff.
yeah.
So,
I feel like we had a conversation about removing fax number from there because.
Yeah.
but I'm just saying that the whole section seems to duplicate what we asked for in the first page of.
Yeah, but this
They
is,
will also be in the,
this,
the application page.
this is a little bit more detailed.
It is,
And
yeah,
I don't think the redundancy is awful.
okay.
That's.
Can I give her a fax number though?
Yeah. do-
Yes.
Can we go up to authorization license to practice work within the state of New York and the town of Sheltron? Because we were,
Well, no, but we were
we
saying that,
require-
no, that a lot of these people wouldn't be, they wouldn't be able to work they're not properly licensed to work on Shelter Island yet.
Yeah.
And so,
so they have to get a license.
yeah,
But we said, we gave them 60 days.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
just a
doing that.
little reminder thing. They can't do the
Okay.
work unless they're licensed with
do we
the
need to say
town.
County of Suffolk? Is there a Suffolk County
I don't know that.
licensing
Yeah.
requirement? Okay.
Should it just in parentheses, license to be obtained prior to start of construction?
Yes. Just so that they know they gotta do it. Does somebody else want to take a turn reading?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, David,
Over
Bill?
9? Getting there.
No, we got a long ways to go.
Yeah, we're at 16.
You're so bad, I can't.
Okay, Bill, you're up.
Mine aren't so great for this evening. I'm
I
gonna be
didn't
on.
finish reading that part. Did we read? No, we just read the
Yeah, we-
reasons.
No,
Firm qualification.
yeah.
Okay, indicate how long the firm has been providing services.
Start reading.
All right, well, let me just finish this page for my own gratification.
Okay, yeah.
The main concentration and experience of the firm and size and location of firm. Principal in charge, team leader, indicate company status of this individual. Professional background, qualifications, experience, and other relevant information. Identify and provide resumes of key personnel to be assigned to the project.
Bill,
All right,
you want to scroll up, Meg?
this doesn't look any further, but I
Provide. You still going or am
Yeah,
I
you're
going?
going.
You're going, sir.
Okay, provide a listing of recent and current projects with completion dates, include project listings for relevant development services, and provide name of client/owner, point of contact, and phone number. List any additional relevant services provided by your firm that would benefit the town. Firm's proximity to the project's location. State the number of miles the project location is to the established local office of your firm that would be managing the project. Explain what tools you would use to ensure effective management of the project based on the distance. Offeror's response must demonstrate qualification of the firm and all professional principles and their respective qualifications, including but not limited to architecture, general contracting, this is what my glasses have problems, construction, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, civil and structural engineering, lighting, landscape, commercial design, solar, on-site waste management, and water use. Further, the response should identify any material litigation or judgments against all firms involved and their principals.
Would you like to ask for references?
Pardon me?
Would you like to ask?
I think
for
we have
references?
before.
Are they in there?
Yeah, it's up here,
Yeah.
provide a listing of the project and the names of owners, clients, point of contact and phone number.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Excellent.
Scope of services in connection with the construction. Services shall include architectural and engineering services in all phases of construction, including but not limited to residential structures with interior fire suppression, if multifamily. We discussed that before.
Yeah, I know, well, I have to go to read, so
Yeah, leave it in there for now.
just leave it in.
Okay. Roadways and parking, drainage, landscaping, appropriate sewer treatment, bringing public water supply to the site in connection.
That should not be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that,
should be. Do we lose all that? I feel like we gave her this edit already.
I thought we got rid of that previously.
I'd say do we just blow up that whole,
Potable water supply,
I was gonna say, yeah, you need a potable.
potable water
yeah, so
supply.
take that out and put potable water supply.
Surveys, inspection services, preparation. Now, I think the rest of this is also wrong, preparation of permit applications.
Yeah, no Suffolk County Water Authority, just Suffolk County Health Department.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's just, yeah, so
too
that.
much,
means-
Meg.
Yeah,
Just
I see.
preparation of permit
Yeah, yeah,
applications.
To health department.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And all involved agencies pertaining to utilities, highway department, and development of planning, environment, and environmental studies as required. This list is not exhaustive, it is for us. And any typical development services not specifically mentioned here should be presumed included. Technical proposal and format,
Sorry, Bill.
that's, yeah, you're doing my eyes a lot
I
of
know, I'm
good
so
here.
sorry.
Along with offeror's response, offeror must submit conceptual graphic representations of project vision with site layout showing ingress, egress, and building clustering for the subject properties. The winning offeror will be required to produce a minimum of 3 schematic designs for consideration. Last time when we discussed this, I think we were okay with this, but I just want to be sure.
I don't remember, guys.
No,
Yeah, no, we did, we
We
had.
did change it, but 3 is fine.
But why would you, well, like, suppose they just said, the schematics, I don't know, I guess maybe I'm not understanding what a schematic is.
Like the layout of the area.
So
it's
Like,
like
let's
saying
put them
building
here
just what
or
you gave
over
us.
here.
They
But
give
it-
us options. We
Yes.
want options.
Right,
Oh, so.
I think this is where we landed.
Here's
Yeah.
what we're thinking, but now come back with
2 others.
2 others
Yeah.
or 3 others or whatever.
Just 2 others, like they'd only have to come up, but they could,
3,
yeah, well, they could use ours as one of them,
right.
right? Because
yeah.
they could take where we want them exactly like this.
And they could say, well, if you put them over here,
Yeah,
But is
exactly.
there room for that on these 1 acre properties
So
over
they
there?
could turn them around, they could have them facing different ways, right?
Right, yes,
Yeah,
I see.
so that, like
This
that,
gives them a chance to be creative.
Yeah.
Do you want it to be a minimum or a maximum of 3? And then the other
No.
question is, are they schematic designs or are they site plans? Like, you want the
Site.
location on the property? The
Yes.
schematic is more like interior structure of the house or your architecturals.
I'd say offer will be required to produce 3 schematic designs.
with site,
Site,
so we mean site.
Yeah, site plans.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Right,
so,
site plans. You know, so that would include all those other things, the parking,
Right.
yeah, because they could be like, well, the parking could be behind, or it could be on this side, and then.
that's a lot of work. I mean,
Did Carol leave?
Yeah,
she did, yeah.
She's an architect.
She is, she's
She
excellent.
should, I wish she would like volunteer to do this.
no, she reached out to me this week, and she said she was coming,
She's
but
great.
I think
She
I
is.
think she did, I tried to warn her, I was like, there's a lot going on, I was like, you picked quite a
This is a
meeting for your
tough-
first one, but.
To be.
I mean,
If we're,
minimum of 3, so this, I mean, I'm just
We're
gonna like
giving them a
put
site
this out there. This is not a large project, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
okay,
so
so what is your suggestion? What would you,
I don't know, I mean, we're giving them give us 1, and if you wanna do 2, sure, but
how about, okay, so we could say.
I would just say produce 3 site plans, or 3, yeah.
Well, no,
that's
but
it.
I think what Mark
What I'm
is
saying
saying is the site plans actually take a lot of work and thinking about, and maybe that's too much to have them think about doing it 3 different ways.
I don't think so.
Well, okay, there's 3
I
properties.
think that's what he,
There's 3 properties, so
Properties.
if they give you 1 site plan for each property, that's 3.
well,
So are
okay,
you looking for 3 per property or?
I think that was the idea.
At
so
least
that-
for the South Ferry Road 3, because that's the biggest. The other ones, it is what it, they're 1
well,
acre.
so, yeah, so what if we said, so I think
How
that,
about this? The winning offerer will be, the winning offerer is permitted to produce additional site plan designs for consideration.
Winning
Why is it
offer, well, why would-
additional? We need a minimum. Did I just lose everyone?
All right.
do we want to, do we need more than one kind of vision of how each site is gonna look?
Yeah,
No, like here in like,
But it's not the winning offer, right?
Right.
The offers.
Right.
I like the may.
Yeah.
Right, if they wanna go to the extra.
Yes, okay, right, may do that.
yeah, okay, so what is
But
it?
But I wouldn't put a minimum, I would say alternative.
Oh,
I think
Like-
this is different. I think this is saying, once the person wins the RFP, then they produce these different
Yeah.
designs.
That's the way it's reading it, it doesn't really make sense.
It's because this was a sort of more design build
Right.
RFP to begin with. I think that's kind of something we don't need now.
so should we just take it out?
Or do we want to give them the may?
Right, because
That's the
I like the
question.
may.
because they were just,
What if someone comes up with something clever?
Right.
They've already been given the chance to alter the site stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
they're going to do that.
Oh, I see, yes,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah, I
right.
think you're right.
So you'll have the version you give them, and then they'll take that and they'll make what they think is the best version for each site, and they're gonna give you that back as their bid. So you'll have your original and their bid, so you'll
Yeah,
already.
we
You know,
also-
like the whole
we've
site.
also said earlier in that if they want to make significant modifications, that they must provide both what we gave them
Right.
plus their bid on
Their
whatever
alternate.
their modifications are. So I think that I agree that I think it's actually covered. So what I'm gonna, which is a very long way to say, I think we can blow up the sentence.
Boom, all
Thank
right.
you. Please continue.
The housing, oh, you're doing it again.
I'm sorry, Bill, I was trying to give you more.
You're just, you know,
We
you
really
wanna be
appreciate you
older.
doing this and
yeah, no, you
yeah,
can
I was like, let's
The
start.
housing
there.
board reserves the right to waive any and all minor irregularities or informalities in this RFP or in any proposal and to accept or reject any or all proposals. The housing board reserves the right to negotiate with any and all offerers. I'm reading the next sentence to myself beforehand.
Okay.
Does this make sense?
No.
It's a new introduction of the term proposer,
Proposer.
so I think you could keep it with offer throughout and not
Yes.
have this in here.
Yeah, I think we blow the sentence up
I
too.
thought that when I first read it. And get rid of this.
No, that's all proposals.
Now,
No, because now if you're changing it, you're
Yeah,
adding.
you're right. Offers must be submitted on or before the proposal date. Again,
each offer,
each offer,
Because it's not offer or it's offer.
each offer shall remain firm and may not be changed or withdrawn for a period of 120 days after the proposal date without the prior written consent of the housing board. Is that us? Or is that the town at that
Well,
point?
hold on. So lets may not be changed without the written, so we're coordinating it. So yeah, so they would check in with us. No, we would probably, if we were
So we can
gonna,
grant that consent.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, we're not, because we're not like, yeah,
All right.
yeah.
You know where I'm always going with.
Yeah,
whoever
yeah,
telling
yeah,
me to
yeah.
do what. All right, submissions of a offer shall be deemed consent to the proposal remaining open and firm for such period. You can go up, Meg,
All
I'm
right.
gonna,
Close your eyes.
proposal capitalized there,
To make you crazy.
right? I mean, I think that's speaking to their, you know, their dual nature.
This,
lowercase.
Yes, I think. Exactly,
okay.
because
And then firm?
Yes. Yep, good one. Oh, now you're making me lie.
Does this section need a header? That's where we are, right? Wait, no.
No, this RFP does not impose or represent any obligation, commitment, or agreement whatsoever on the part of the housing board, which may only be incurred or entered into by one or more formal, written, and fully executed agreements with the successful offerers as determined by the housing board in its sole and exclusive discretion. All right.
I don't think this needs a header.
This house, David Doyle.
Sorry.
The housing board may at any time reject any or all, again, offers. Easier that way. Amend or withdraw this RFP in whole or in part and negotiate with one or more offerers. Negotiation with any offerer will not create any obligation on the part of the housing board or create any rights for the offerer, including without limitations rights of any award, enforcement, equity, or reimbursement. All determinations as to the completeness or compliance of any proposals or as to the eligibility or qualification of any offerer will be within the sole and exclusive discretion of the housing board. All costs and expenses, including those for experts or consultants, incurred in responding to this request for proposal in preparing or submitting a proposal, again, offer, since that's been our language, or in negotiating any terms and conditions within any proposal shall be borne by the offerer. Under no circumstance shall the housing board be liable or responsible for any such cost or expenses. Okay, go on
Ready?
without killing me.
Okay.
And hey, we're getting better at this. An evaluation committee will review the submittals in accordance with the terms herein. Offerers may be invited to make oral presentations. The housing board desires to engage the best qualified proposer. Offerer, yep. That in the housing board's opinion will be in the best interest of the housing board. Will be in the best
Shouldn't
interest,
that-
that's
the
not.
community or the town?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like housing board in the best interest.
Of the town?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the town.
short list of candidates. After careful review of all submitted proposals and depending upon the number of submittals, the selection committee for the housing board may identify a reduced candidate shortlist using the rating criteria set forth herein. Once the shortlist is established, the applicants may be contacted and invited for an interview at the option of the committee and/or the housing board. Final selection is subject to the approval of the housing board. Period.
Right, I was like, of commissioners.
That's from another RFP.
I thought it looked like a copy paste of it.
Guess what, you guys, the really exciting part is we've already done this part.
Yeah.
So we just get like a big freebie.
All right.
Scroll past the evaluation criteria.
Yeah, all done.
Whoa.
General instructions?
General instructions.
All right,
Almost
someone want to
there,
do
yeah.
this one? So my eyes can
I
get a
can.
break?
Oh,
General instructions, acceptance of proposals. Proposals must be signed, sealed, and received in completed form. Shelter Island Community Housing Board, 38 North Ferry Road, Shelter Island, New York, 11964. Attention Elizabeth Hanley, chairperson, no later than the proposal date.
One quick thing on that. In the beginning, we did put in, where you were going to put in the post office box. I think there's a few places where we have the address and we need to add the post office box.
okay, I have notes on that.
Yeah.
And does it matter? We have the name of the chairperson? Or is that, I mean, like?
Well, I think we just want to make sure
The
that
name of the position itself, chairperson, rather than have the name, I mean, suppose we get struck by lightning tomorrow and.
What are you gonna do to me? The green next week?
Don't.
You have to open my.
I mean,
I literally don't care.
It's fine.
Yeah.
The housing board reserves the right to.
Second, it's back in the chart, because you said you already gone over it, but I had a note about knowledge of Shelter Island vernacular and aesthetic.
Mhm.
And it was like, there was a question, what does this mean? Are we taking this out?
I mean, we're gonna keep it in.
You are gonna, okay,
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure if that had been decided on.
Yeah, because we wanted to, I mean, we thought it was really important. You guys tell me if I'm lying, but just like that they understand basically what like the local architecture looks like and.
That's fine, I just.
we only gave it
I still
5
had it.
points, but
Yeah.
yeah, but we still wanted it.
So,
Yeah.
just want to clear that.
Yeah.
Okay, housing board reserves the right to accept or reject any or all proposals, issue addenda, take exception to these RFP specifications, or to waive any informalities. Proposers may be excluded from further consideration for failure to fully comply with the requirements of this RFP. Time for receiving proposals. Proposals received prior to the proposal date will be kept secure and unopened. No proposal received after the proposal date will be considered. Proposals are not publicly read or open. Once submitted, proposals become the property of the housing.
And I just want to note that her talking to her, like, can we legally like not read them aloud? We'll inform this. So,
Right.
just saying.
That's supposed to be the property of the town.
Proposals become the property of the town.
Yep, you can do that.
Are they getting submitted to the town clerk or to the housing?
To me.
board?
Which I think is actually honestly good because it's like managing trying to get stuff around. Everything else is.
Yep, proposals received, withdrawal of proposal. Proposals received prior to the proposal date may be withdrawn upon signed written or faxed request received
Not
by the
faxed.
housing board prior to proposal date.
There's
Not facts.
It was emailed.
Award of contract. The successful offer will be notified at the earliest practical date. Award may be subject to HUD approval. No award may be made to.
Wait. Award may be,
That was being taken out.
We thought we were taking
Yeah.
that out.
yeah. Can you take out any award may be subject to HUD approval? Thank you.
No award may be made to a firm that is on the list of firms ineligible to receive awards from the federal or state governments or from Suffolk County or the town of Shelter Island. The successful offerer may be asked to provide proof of good standing prior to the award of a contract. Preparatory costs. All costs incurred in the preparation and presentation of proposals and negotiation thereof shall be fully borne by each proposer. All supporting documentation submitted to each proposal will become the property of the housing board.
Town.
I get each offer.
Yes, right. We've been saying offer throughout, so.
So and then the property of the town, not
Yeah.
housing board.
She did that.
Yeah. Awesome.
I think and presentation of offers.
Well, we've used proposals.
Well, but it's not lowercase, right? It's the presentation of the offer.
Yeah.
But in
Yeah, yeah.
On the capital on that.
capital O.
Okay. Confidential material. All material submitted by proposer that is to be considered as confidential may be clearly marked as such. Proposed schedule for RFP purposes only.
I think we can just skip this because we don't have
No,
the dates.
blank, blank.
We don't know anything.
General information.
Thing.
This stuff for,
I think we just need to, just the general information, I think, because the rest of it is, but do we want to read through the anticipated time frame again? We haven't had any changes to this.
No.
Okay,
Sorry. It was, it says provide offer, yeah.
oh, okay. All right, so we're skipping this.
I think we just said general information on.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Scroll all the way down.
General information. You are invited to respond to our RFP to select the developer as set forth herein. Note your proposal may provide for more than the minimum outlined requirements to enhance your proposal for the benefit of the community and town of Shelter Island. Following information is provided for your use. Please provide, if any. There are no known asbestos or hazardous materials at the site, however, environmental review will be required. Housing board will not be responsible or liable for any delays in any of the schedules or timeframes set forth or throughout the RFP. Set forth in or throughout the RFP. Design will be in accordance with local and state codes as well as the Fair Housing Accessibility Guidelines. The existing proposed design concept that the Housing Board accepts as preliminary and may be revised in the design development process, provided it is approved by the Housing Board in the town of Shelter Island.
Yeah, we did it. Do you want to add something about ensuring any water treatment system if necessary? To, to make sure you have potable water, if the well doesn't come back, they have to do.
Didn't they test it already a long time
At
ago?
all the sites though?
Yeah, I believe so.
No, they just tested, they didn't do those two.
So.
I don't know. Let me double check with Joe, but I believe I
There's a
got,
few test wells at the other two sites in order to know. And I know that down at Van Waring, there are some nitrate issues in that area.
It's just a shame that we're depending on a building department guy who does this quality of work. This is your building department. And so he bent it so much when he tried to fix it.
let me check in with Joe about the test wells. It's been in process for so long. I want to say that I think
So one eye.
we just,
Like, I know we did
Right,
one.
one eyed out.
no, I know we did one there, but
I just don't.
yeah, so I'm pretty sure, but I'll just double check. Okay?
And then I did think of one more thing when you're looking at the list of what you want, or let's see. here, your existing conditions, you want a staging plan that keeps
Oh,
everything
yes.
off the road, a staging plan.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, great. So I have talked to Reed about, do we need a fire suppressant sprinkler? Talked to Miriam just to see if, do we legally need to read the proposals aloud? Adding the PO box in this 2 spaces. And then need to ask Joe about test wells, and if not, we need to add that in. And so maybe if you don't mind sending that to me, and then Bill, we'll make another call with Miriam and we'll walk her through these things. And then I think,
You've RFP.
geez, Mary and Joseph, yeah,
Well, then,
we're gonna bring it to the town board.
and when we get the surveys back and can get that to the architects and get the site.
Mhm. Yeah, but I thought I'm gonna try to do it at the same time, because like, then I can, because it'll take me a while to get it scheduled to go to the town board, and then, like, I think these will run
Parallel.
parallel paths, because I think if we try to do them one at a time, we'll be,
No, I'm
Yeah,
defending,
yeah.
we're not publishing anything.
Those lands are easy to survey because they're square and there's nothing on them, so.
it's just taken forever to get them, like, the survey
Surveyors
actually.
there, yeah.
No, just like to get it approved and stuff like that. Literally, yeah, it's, anyway.
Does the
we're
town
there.
use a specific surveyor?
We have it sorted out now. It just took a long time to get
Gotcha.
that, but we're there.
I've got a question. How do we get from what we saw on the screen to a readable document?
So, great question. So what we do is Bill and I take that, we go meet with our lawyer, we go back and explain all the changes that we made,
And give her that document.
give her that document.
And can the next one we see be like with all the accepted changes and none of the red lines?
Yes.
A clean copy.
Yeah, so I don't know if you saw that, like, when she sent it today, you actually got 2 copies. You got a
Right.
clean version and you got a red
I
line
have the
one.
clean version that didn't read like that. There were a lot of discrepancies.
Yeah.
So, like, I just want one. Let's see
Yeah, so
one that
that's-
is the
so we're
one,
gonna have
the
that one?
working document, version, conversion it if you need to.
Yeah, so
but,
we're gonna,
Final
we're gonna
version
take it from
4.
that.
Yes.
To a final version to
Yeah.
bring back to us. And then to the town board, which will probably be public, like, that's the one
Right.
that'll go out. So basically, I've got a bunch of calls to make. We'll set a time with Miriam. And then once we have that, and I know when we're gonna get it turned around, then I'll make a time with the town board to bring it. I'll let everybody know when that is.
Mhm.
And then we'll present it, and then we'll.
Liz, am I just sending this to you or everybody?
Just send it
Just-
to
just-
Bill and
Just
Liz.
send it to us.
Oh, let me.
Perfect.
Hi, Maria.
All right, I sent it.
You guys, that was truly epic.
Thank you
I know we usually do
tonight.
1-hour meetings, but this was
That was
literally
not
2
easy.
meetings in one, so it was 2 hours.
This is light.
Yeah, that's true.
Check it off.
Mm-hmm.
RFP.
10:30 to set up on Saturday? For the Green Expo?
Sounds good, yeah. So we're gonna be at the Green Expo. If anybody wants to come by in the afternoon to help man the table, break us for lunch, that'd be cool. So, yeah,
And you're going to be on the Reporters Forum panel.
oh, yeah,
So how about,
I forgot
at
to-
least announce that.
we had a few things going on. The
Oh,
reporter-
come on.
the Reporter is doing a forum on housing. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm just.
On a bunch of things.
And they asked, me to be on a panel.
September 26th, it's the Thursday.
Yeah. September, yeah, tell him, so ask him. So I'll tell you more as I know more, but, I guess I'll be talking about all of our cool work here.
And definitely, let's try to be there for you.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, old business,
No,
lollipops. Okay, new business.
Saturday.
You lie.
Saturday, new lollipops. Okay,
I'm
I make a motion.
Ooh,
Oh,
I was feeling the motion too.
you were?
I second it.
All right, all in favor?
I.
Aye, aye, aye. All right, thanks, you guys.
2 hours, not bad.